Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm watching my cat right now. I think she sees like a gecko on the window, and it's quite entertaining. So that's where my head is right now. Need more rain. All you got is less than a half an inch. I think we've got more coming, especially if you're west of Alexandria in the next couple of days. Then Tuesday, we pretty much all get in on that. So here's a look at the Toledo Bend. Sorry, I had something in my throat right before the countdown was over. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I think we're good, though. So anyway, the Toledo Bend camera right now, you can see a couple of raindrops on it. We just had a little shower go overhead. Looks like that's still out there in parts of the lake. This is a very long bridge if you've never been across it. So we're looking a few miles west there into Texas at those trees. And we got a few white caps out there as the wind is picking up just a bit, about 15 or so miles per hour. And here at home, we got the sun shining out there. We got clouds too, as you can see, but the sun peeking through on a warm and humid day that's more like, I don't know, September or something like that. I'm ready for the cool stuff, just like many of you are. And we do have storms developing out in Texas, as close to home as right here around Beaumont. We have a few thunderstorms. And I think, again, west half of Louisiana today, we see a better chance of seeing this rainfall. Had several tornadoes. It looks like seven perhaps touchdown in the Oklahoma City area at last night. So a lot of damage. Some of that really looks significant as well. I have not heard of any fatalities or injuries just yet, but the damage really looks pretty rough up that way, and they had flooding rains as well. It looks like we're going to stay away from the flooding threat. Maybe we inch a little bit of that severe threat into the area, but I don't think anything like what they saw up there. Low to mid 80s for highs today. We'll be mostly to partly cloudy with a few scattered showers and storms popped in there from time to time. And it's a breezy one. You can see down here these wind maps here. They're high resolution enough to pick up things like Big Lake and the stronger winds over these bigger areas of water there. So gusts over 20 miles per hour, very likely today. Generally out of the south from, again, 10 to 20-ish miles per hour with some higher gusts out there. So we saw the white caps on the camera for Toledo Bend there. So it's probably not the best day to be out on the water, though there are definitely worse days to be on the water. It just doesn't look great. And we have a marginal risk for severe weather. That pretty much encompasses like Shreveport, Bossier, down toward DeRidder, Leesville, Sabine Parish. You're in there as well. That marginal risk is, like I was saying, better chance for showers and storms, more coverage out west. So that's where our better chance is. There is a slight risk to the northwest, and that's where it looks like we could see some very heavy rainfall and severe weather. That kind of nudges eastward tomorrow. Again, we keep the worst of this just west of Alexandria, but for our folks in the western viewing area out there for Vernon, Sabine, maybe even into Natchitoches Parish, you do have that marginal risk. And if you're up in Broken Bow, heading toward Branson, something like that, you have a higher risk to see the severe weather for tomorrow. So it does look pretty busy out there. One reported fatality. Yeah, I had not seen that yet. I was hoping we didn't see it. But with the damage I was seeing from the choppers out there, it looked really bad up in Oklahoma last night. And those overnight tornadoes, just hate those. So for today locally, we have scattered storms. You can see this run of the model wants to pull these a little closer to Alexandria. I upped rain chances. Tom and I did to 40% today and tomorrow. You can see we kind of do this again tomorrow with those isolated thunderstorms out there. The main coverage of this is going to come in on Tuesday. We don't quite get there on this run, but I think this is going to sweep across the area. And this front eventually, this upper disturbance, is what's probably going to protect us from this guy right here, which looks like it is going to be a tropical system fairly soon. This now has a 90% chance for development. And here's what we have on spaghetti models. They're running these now. So we have Invest 97L right now. And check this out. Now, don't get scared. I'm going to hit the button again. Do not worry. You can see this coming up our way. As this kind of gets up here around late week, Friday-ish, we'll be watching this, but it looks like that upper system, again, that front kicks through Tuesday and Wednesday. That means we're going to see like a 60 to 100 mile per hour jet stream overhead. That's not going to allow anything strong tropically to get into our area. We could see a hurricane, tropical storm, something out here in the southeastern or central Gulf around Thursday or Friday. It's something we're watching, but I think this really gets destroyed by that trough that comes in. That's what happens this time of year. If this were, August or September, I'd be much more concerned with this, but all indications are that wind shear is going to wreck this thing once it gets up into the northern Gulf of Mexico. And this is what we're looking at down here, that area. That's where the showers and thunderstorms are kind of coming together. We have this little area up to the northeast as well. Really, this is the area of focus right now. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on. We're not going to be concerned with that, even though there will be some scary model runs. We do not have to worry because of that wind shear. That's the way I'm going with it right now. It's not entirely impossible we see some sort of weak leftover system approach the state, but it's not going to be something that's going to be a big life-changing event. And for the next 7 days here, you can see we have lower rain chances or lower rain amounts down in southeast Louisiana, much heavier as you get to the west. Still looking at an additional 5+ inches up there in southeastern Oklahoma into Arkansas. Locally, about a half an inch to 2 inches for most rain gauges in the next week, and most of that is going to fall on Tuesday and Wednesday. We will see some scattered stuff today and tomorrow. And then we keep rain chances in the forecast even beyond this, kind of nodding toward that potential of something tropically throwing a little moisture this way. But with that trough kind of sweeping things out toward the east, I'm not worried about any big local impacts. It looks like we start to cool down, in fact, by next weekend. Mid-70s for highs, lows near 60. And your extended peak further into the future shows that we keep things pretty unsettled through mid-November, it looks like now. So it looks like we've kind of flipped back to a wetter pattern. It was just about time for that to happen because we'd been dry for over a month. It looks like we see more rain coming in. And yes, it stays warm. All that blue is out here to the west. And that basically means that we have, let me click on this. Okay, so we have a trough out here that carves out. That's cooler. And you have that southwesterly flow that brings the warmth and moisture in, and that's what's going to keep us pretty active, I think, through the middle of the month. All right, we did it on the Sunday morning side of things this time. It probably won't be a normal thing unless things are active, but when we fall back an hour, I have an extra hour. Sitting in a deer stand sweating. Yeah, you do need a cold front, man. This is, I need it. We all need it. The hunting community definitely needs it here. We need to cool this off. It does look like we get a little bit cooler in mid-November, but I don't see any sort of big sweeping cold front that's going to really take us down to, frosty days like we saw that one a couple weeks back. Man, do I miss that. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful Sunday. I'll probably be doing a Cajun Navy update at some point later today, but right now they have a bunch of the chasers that they go into kind of search and rescue mode. Then they go into the mode where they're showing the damage and showing what happened up there. So I saw they had a live stream going right now. I don't know if it was Reed Timmer or who it was. Scott Peak, one of the chasers is out there right now, and they're looking at things and kind of keeping up to date on that. So if you want to see the latest on that, you can go over to the UCN page, check them out, follow them, all that good stuff. And I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great Sunday.